Good morning. Welcome back to Coffee and Colorful Conversation. Today's topic, if you got the email or you saw the post on social media, is this versus that and why. And I was curious to see what people would think that this was going to be about by this title. I wanted my assistant to put two different photos on um, the advertisement for the coffee chat, but I didn't get to her in time. But basically, this versus that can mean a lot of things. It can mean doing uh, slices versus weaves in a technique that you're working on someone's hair. It can be bottle versus bowl and brush. But today I wanted to talk about the why behind your formulation and behind your color choice that you're making with, I hope, with your guest. So a lot of us, a client comes in, they sit in our chair, we see what they have existing on their hair, we say, how do you like what you have? What don't you like about what you have? And where are we going today? And we put all of the choice, all of the decision in the hands of the client. Most clients don't know what they look good in. They see themselves a certain way from when they were born. Most of them don't venture too far away from what they were naturally. Some do. Some go from jet black to platinum blonde and back again. And some go from really blonde and want to be really dark. So we have all of that. But do you ever stop and think about your why? One of the most successful books to come along in a long time is Simon Sinek's Start with Why. He talks about like we go through the motions in life, we do things, and we never really sit and think about why we're doing it. And I think that the difference between a really successful six-figure colorist and a hairstylist who's trying to do everything well and not doing anything really amazing, they're doing everything just okay, isn't taking the time to think about or really lean into why am I doing this? So I wanted to show some examples. So my first example is this redhead that was done by my friend Christina Russell in Australia. She's an amazing colorist and she specializes in reds. That's her thing. So she did a client, and the first result was the result on the left hand side. Beautiful color, very even, very pretty, very unique, has like some violety tones going through it, but also has some copper reflect. Gorgeous, right? Her eyes are really, really blue. They're popping in the photo. But I also want you to look at how pale and pink her skin looks and how pale her neck and chest looks compared to the photo on the right. So Christina used this as an example in when it's your job to tweak when you can go from good to great. So was the color on the left totally wrong? No, she should be a redhead. But when she tweaked it and lifted some of that deeper tone out and created a brighter, more light copper, everything works in her skin tone. She looks, now she has no makeup on in both pictures. Look at the difference in what it did in that copper picture to her skin tone. Same color lip, same everything. Look at how much her skin looks more natural, more glowy, more youthful, completely different, right? But do you know why you're doing what you're doing? Do you have a client sit in your chair and say, I brought a picture. I did my homework. I brought a picture, and they show you this. But when they show you this, do you spin them around and look at them eye level and say, let me look at your eyes and your skin color, and let me look at the inside of your arm and see if this shade indeed is a good fit for you. I promise you, if you do that today, if you're working today and you go into work after this, I promise you, if you do that once to a client, everyone else in the salon is going to do the exorcist head spin like, whoa, what? I've never heard her do that before. Because most of us just do the thing that the client asks and never even look at their eye color or their skin color. I talked about a tool that I'm going to have here very soon to be able to share with all of you on color analysis. Let me grab the board. It's finding out the best colors that look best on you or your client, and seeing the difference that it does when you put it up under their chin. Now, this is a whole system. You'll read here how to do it, but you want to put this up to their chin, and ideally they would have no makeup on, but I have makeup on because I want to look cute for you guys. But you just keep flipping it and you'll see like these colors are awful on me. And you'll see as we go into the brighter colors that I have more color in my face, my eyes get brighter and bluer and so forth. So this is for all the color family, for your clothing, for your makeup, for everything that complements you. But when it comes to hair color, I want to hear from you guys. Are you paying attention to that? Like, be honest with yourself. Do you actually take the time to assess your client and say, is she warm? Is she cool? Does she have blue greens? Does she have green veins? Is her skin yellow or is it pink? These things all matter. And I'm going to show you more examples of the result and how different it makes the person look when you help them decide what is a better fit. Sarah, yours is on its way. Let me know if that box came. I'm doing a class at Sarah's Salon, and she was the first to order the board. So hers is coming because she's amazing, and I'm using her beautiful salon for my class in California, my favorite place. So yours is on its way. I really hope that nothing spilled on it. I packed it with all the stuff that we needed for the class, but hopefully you'll get it. If it didn't already come, it should come in the next day or two. So your board is in there. So that this coffee chat is not about the board. It's about the hair color choices. So when a client keeps insisting on coolest of cool Elsa blonde hair, and you look at her and everything works with the cool blonde hair, great. But there's a lot of girls that are maybe like, Italian. They have that little bit of yellow in their skin. They're like tan all the time. Their eyes are brown. Their eyes have a ton of gold flecks in them. And they want that ashy blonde. And it really just makes them look tired. It makes it look almost gray. It's not flattering for them. When I was getting ready for this coffee chat, I wanted to have pictures that I could share with you because I think visuals, I'm that type of learner. I'm a visual learner. I can sit here and talk to you all day, but unless I show you an example, like I already did, like the difference between what that looks like, that's really helpful to me. I could have sat here and said, oh, the one picture Christina did, it was more of like a pinky violety red and her eyes were really sticking out, but her skin was really pale. And then when the copper one, like, yeah, I can be descriptive. Some say I'm a good storyteller. I don't know. You tell me what you think. I go into, rabbit holes and details that are unnecessary, but I think describing it and showing a photo are two different things. And that's what I want you to take the time to do. I want you to take the time to have an album at the ready for when you're showing a client and giving them the reason why you think that what they're choosing may not be the best idea. You see me all the time throw on little hair pieces that I have that I can show the client quickly and easily. Of course, I don't have them right here, but maybe I would have one, but I don't. So the little clip-in bangs, I can easily show a client. This is golden blonde. This is cool ash blonde. They'll be able to see right away because it's on their face against their eyes, their skin tone. Everything is custom to them. They will appreciate so much why you took the time to find your why. It all goes back to your why. So a lot of you are probably listening saying, but I don't know, people that are in my insiders still say, I still have a hard time with it, Elaine. I still have a hard time with it. And I'm like, it's like a muscle. You have to build that muscle and you have to understand what goes with what. So, okay, now we know what her eye color and her skin color is. What does that mean to hair color? That is what I teach. That is my passion. I want you, all of you watching, if you haven't taken a class with me yet, what are you waiting for? I am known as the Fearless Formulation Mentor and Coach. I want to coach all of you to be able to fearlessly choose a formulation that confidently as you're pouring it into your bowl or bottle, this or that, whether it's going to turn out or not. I never wonder when I'm mixing, I'm never like, I wonder how this is going to go. I know how it's going to go because I understand hair color formulation. So a lot of you on here have already taken my hair color formulation simplified class. I get a lot of great feedback that you love it, but then you didn't take the next step to join the insiders to get the what's next. So I'm doing another boot camp because I am not giving up on all of you. I know that you want more, and I know that you are so ready for the next step. So the next boot camp starts September 24th. It is corrective color remix. I've done it before. I redo it every single time. There's going to be different examples, different things that we go into. But understanding how to correct someone's color and how to choose the right shade for them is invaluable as a colorist, as a stylist. Yes, you can be all things to all people. You can do kids cuts, buzz cuts, updos, makeup, waxing, bikini waxes for, an example. Like you can do all of the things. But if you really want to be that six-figure stylist and you don't want to work 5 14-hour days getting there with all these little kids cut for $12 and then a wax for $8 and then an updo for this if you really want to like dig in and say, I want to be known in my area as the color queen. I want to be known as the person who, when a client tries to do a frost and tip foil and they make their hair white and ready to snap off, my number is on speed dial because I am known as the person who is really amazing at color. That is what I want for more of you. Not all of you, but more of you. Again, back to finding your why. If you took a test right now and it said, what do you love to do? What lights you up? What do you get excited about when you see it on your book? For me, I would see kids cut, men's cut, women's cut, highlight. And I go, oh my God, highlight at 4 o'clock because I loved color, but I always felt like I had to do it all. I was like, oh, I got my license. I'm licensed to do it all. And that's what everyone does. And then I met my mentor, and my mentor showed me that being a colorist was a thing, that I could say no to all of the other things that I would have anxiety about. The night before I had a bridal party, I would be so anxious, so anxious. I'd be like, I cannot believe this bride even wants me to do her hair because I am terrible at updos. I absolutely hate updos. I don't get it. I don't get why brides walk around. Like I dated my husband and my hair, it didn't look like this. It was very, very 80s, but I dated my husband with 80s hair and he saw me every day with 80s big hair, big hair up here, big hair out here. And then on my wedding day, I have this like tight to the head, little bangs, this little chignon. What the hell was I thinking and why? Why do you feel like as a bride, you have to have your hair different that day? It's crazy to me when I look back on it. I don't know why I did that, but people do. And a lot of brides come to us when they've never been to us before because we may be near the wedding venue. We may be recommended by a friend who had us do their wedding, whatever it is. But I was like literally sick to my stomach and, not wanting to do it, but took them because I thought I had to until one day I did a girl for a prom. And she was the typical young girl that sat in my chair, no pictures, no guidance whatsoever, and said, do whatever you think. I'm like, oh, honey, you do not want to know what I think. I think that you need to get the hell out of my chair because I don't want to do your updo. So I struggled. Her hair was like bra strap length, thick, young girl hair. And I am like putting it up and trying to get rid of as much hair as possible. And I'm literally I call it like cinnamon buns. I'm swirling the hair around into these like cinnamon bun things on her head. She looked like Princess freaking Leia from Star Wars. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so bad. Like her date is going to like walk out when he sees her. And I'm thinking it. She's thinking it. Nobody's saying it. And then I get the hairspray. I'm like making sure that shit's not going to move in a freaking hurricane. And she looks at it and she goes, I don't like it. I'm like, oh, what do you want to change? She's like, all of it. And I was like, well, you told me to do whatever I wanted to do. And this is what I did. So can you give me some guidance? And I can feel my voice is getting like bitchy. And this is a Saturday morning. I have young kids. I woke up early for this. I'm pissed. So she's like, I don't know. I don't like it. And I take it all out. And of course, now it's like aquanetted in play. It's like, like my hair today, like you pick up one piece and the whole head moves. So I'm like brushing out the hairspray, trying to brush out the hairspray, trying to come up with something else. I do something else. She goes, I still don't like it. I said, you know what? This is where we're leaving it. From here, you do whatever you want to do, but I'm not redoing it. And I didn't charge her and I sent her on her way and I felt terrible, but I was like, I'm not redoing it. That's twice I did it and she won't give me any guidance. I marched up to the front desk and I said to the girl who did the appointments, If you or anyone else in this building ever puts an updo in my book again, go immediately to the unemployment office because you're fired. I am never, ever, 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 ever doing an updo again. And that was in probably, God, 19, probably 1999, something like that. And the next updo that I did was my daughter on her wedding day, only because she's my daughter. She has naturally curly hair and she's so easy. She was like, here's my wedding photos. Can you guys all get on my daughter that I paid for her wedding and it was beautiful. And we were in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I didn't get any pictures for me. I got a mouse pad because she knows I live my life on the computer. But look at her updo. It was literally her natural curl. And she grabbed the hair and was like, put a pin here, put a pin here. Like she gave me the guidance and I was the hands and the pins, right? So Jennifer, Johnny has the mug. I don't have the link right now, but Johnny, if you're on here, put the link to your mug. And Jennifer, I'll get back to you with that. He's great. He's making me another mug. This is my favorite. My husband laughs because I'll root through the cabinet and I'll pass by 6 other mugs to get to this because I love the size. And of course, I like this. So yeah, she was the next updo, and that was in 2023. And the last one I did was 1999. So I stuck to it. And I literally became so focused and so good at color that everyone just filled my chair because they were like, oh, she's only doing this. She's traveling the world, studying everything about hair color. So she's going to be able to be prepared for anything that possibly comes her way in hair color. And that's why I call myself a color expert, and it sounds very cocky, but I am. I've literally been coloring hair almost 40 years. I'm 57 years old, and 40 of those years have been spent refining my craft as a colorist. So if you have not taken my class, if you have not gone anywhere past this coffee chat, what in the world are you waiting for? I have 40 years of information that I want to share with you that I need to get out of my head, because when I'm in the old age home in my diaper and I don't know where I am, the only information that's still going to be in my head is everybody's formula. I'm going to be sitting in my wheelchair formulating all the ladies around me like I do at baseball games and soccer games and football games. That's all I ever do is look at people and say, oh, she is 1 8-minute glaze of 09AA Shades EQ away from being a stunning blonde. Oh, she needs just a little bit of 9GI for like 15 minutes. Leave out the money piece. Like, this is how my brain works. So if you are not lighting it up, if you are not making 6 figures, working part-time, having a life, a work-life balance, if you're still working your butt to the bone and don't really understand what you're doing, but you're doing it and you don't really know your why, find your why. Find out why you want a client to be this versus this. Big difference, right? Still red. When a client says, I want to go red, do you automatically go to copper because you love copper, but you're not thinking about, look at her pretty skin tone and how well this copper totally flatters her skin tone. Her lips are on point, her eyes, everything about this girl screams copper. If you put this icy blonde on that same girl, she's not going to pop like that. Her eyes aren't going to jump off the page like that. Her creamy skin is going to be she's going to look dead in ash blonde because she's not pink. She has a lot of golden honey type hues in her skin. Like, look at that like honey glaze that she has. It's very warm. You see it in her chest. She doesn't have that veiny pink chest. She's very ivory, very warm. If you put this eggplant on her, she's going to be completely washed out. She's going to look really pale and feel like she needs a lot more makeup. Another example, this cool blonde, is if you do a golden blonde. Golden blonde, look at the difference in this girl's skin tone to this girl's. Completely different skin tone, completely different everything. And this gold is beautiful on her. If you put that ash color on her, she would look dead. It took me a really long time going down a lot of rabbit holes to find what I don't even think is really an ash brunette. Like there's still some pieces in there of highlights. I was trying to find the coolest of cool brown. Do a search today just for shits and giggles and say coolest ash brown. Every picture was coming up like this. This is chocolate. This is not ash brown. But I want you to think about why it was so hard for me to find a cool ash brown photo. Why do you think that is? I'm not just saying that. I want you to actually answer me why you think it was so hard to come across a true ash brown, not ash blonde, not, all the things like ash cool brown, coolest brown. Tony said it doesn't exist. Who else is brave enough to talk about the why? Donna, but doesn't exist. Carlene, because brown is warm. Tony, because brown has red. So, Kareen, that is the answer. You get a star, and I'll give you your star in person when I see you this week. I'm very excited to see you in class. The underlying pigment lives in all of the levels that brown lives warmth. Okay, I have to use my mug. I was looking for my chart, but I'll use my mug. So all of the warmth lives at the same levels as brown does. So brown is, levels. It depends on your level system. Some consider level 6 dark blonde, but this one is light brown. So levels 6 and below are all your browns: light brown, medium brown, dark brown, black brown, dark black brown. But then when you turn it to see what lives at those levels, look at what lives at that level. So even when someone has naturally brown hair at that level, it's going to have that warm reflex. So to truly get a cool brown, you have to put an overlay on top of whatever you do color wise. It can't be done. Like we talk about double process blondes all the time, but we don't talk about double process redheads, double process brunettes, because that's really what it takes. That's why it's so hard. And that's why you feel frustrated and you feel like you're not giving the client what they want and you feel like a failure. But what you're not realizing is why that's happening, why it can't be done easily. It can be done. Obviously, I did finally find a photo, but if you don't truly understand how hair color works and understand, so because you see these little skinny highlights in here, what happened here was the hair was done with teeny tiny little baby lights, and then a glaze over top is your cool glaze. So we all know that this beautiful girl is going to shampoo her hair for several weeks. The only place that, there's 2 or 3 states out of the whole country. I just put this in my newsletter this week. If you don't get my newsletter, what are you waiting for? I'll find the picture here that I can share. I did not have it up on there. But there is very few places that you can live that do not have super hard water. So here is the picture that I shared in the newsletter email. Make sure you check your emails that just went out. So discover your state's hardwood water levels. Look at the white spaces. The white spaces are the only places you can get water that's not super, super hard. That's going to make your hair my color today. You're in yellow because we shampoo our hair with the very water that's giving us the brassiness. It's craziness, right? But we have to shampoo our hair. So then we use purple shampoo and in my case, purple conditioner, and we use Get Pure to get all the minerals out, but we rinse out the Get Pure with the water that puts the minerals in. Crazy town, right? But it is what it is. And our world is getting crazier by the minute. So our water is not going to get any better or any cleaner. So that's that. So, I want you to really understand when you're formulating the why behind why you're picking what you're picking, why you're doing what you're doing, and really understand it. And that's what I'm here for. So let me help you. Let me be your fearless formulation mentor and coach. I am, as you can see, very passionate. I show up here every week with something, some sort of nugget to help you be better, do better, know better, because that's what I do. And that's what I want to share. It took me 20 plus years to understand what it takes to be successful. Let me pour that into you in a much shorter period of time by being your coach and mentor. So a lot of you have purchased my $47 Hair Color Formulation Simplified, and you're like, oh my gosh, so many aha moments, so many light bulb moments. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then I just sent you an email giving you an amazing offer to join the Hair Color Secrets Insiders that I've never done before. And it's crickets. I haven't heard from anybody. Nobody took me up on it. And I'm like, I don't know what else to do. I don't know. Maybe I should come here naked next week and I'll get your attention. But it's frustrating for me because I really just want to help people. That's it. I could be retired, taking my walks on the beach, taking tap dance class, doing pottery, doing all the things. But I watched what I was able to do for the girls in my salon, taking them from being just okay with color to being absolute color experts and having a 3-week booked out schedule with a wait list, every single one of them making 100,000 or more a year, working 3 days a week. 3 days a week. So I know it's possible, and I know what I can help you do if you let me do it. Just showing up here for the coffee chat every week is amazing. And I love that you're here. We have 56 people live. That's amazing on a Wednesday morning at 10. And I'm super grateful for it. But these little teeny tiny weekly tips are not going to completely transform your business. You have to dig in. You have to start fresh and be Carlene saying, what's your offer? My offer is everything. I have Hair Color Formulation Simplified for $47. I have a boot camp coming up September 24th on corrective color. It's called Corrective Color Remix. And the ultimate is, so here's Linda. She just popped on. Thank you, Linda. Hey there, I'm an insider. Best decision ever. Do it. Linda has been a great cheerleader. I see her comment in Facebook forums trying to help people get them to me. And I love her for it. She's a brand new member of the Insiders. So it's called Hair Color Secrets Insider. And it's everything you need to become an expert, confident colorist and change your business behind the chair. Tony's saying she highly recommends it. So I have people on here who are already either have been or are insiders. So I love that. And I love all of you. Here's Carolyn. She has been with us for a really long time, and people stay in the program because I always update it. I always bring in other people. Corrine is a member. I'm going to see her in California. So yeah, I am here for you. I am here for you to help you with everything you possibly need, and love doing it. But you know, I need you guys to share me with the other people. Facebook ads are super expensive. Every amount of earning income that I had this year was put back out into ads to get more hairdressers to find out who I am. So it's like money in, money out. You know, I charge money for my class, and then I put the money back out to put ads out for more hairdressers to find me, because I see the struggle. I see it every single day in every single forum that I go into. The same struggles, the same questions, the same everything. It says, check your email for a special offer. So if you're on my email list, check your email. You're not going to want to miss it. It's something that we've never done before, because I really am passionate about getting this into the hands of more hairstylers. I'm reading Gail's insides instead of insider, and I'm saying hairstylers. So yes, thank you all for your support and for your comments. I really appreciate it, because, you know, we always want to hear from other people, like, how did it go? You know, did it work? And I know that it works. I've seen the, you know, transformation in many of you, and I'm super proud of being part of that and honored and blessed to be part of that. We have a live in-person event in November that when you become a member, you have the opportunity to purchase the ticket to a live event. I have a bunch of people on here now. Sarah is coming back. This will be her second in-person event this year, because she loved coming in April. She's coming back in November. So she would not be coming back or still be in the Insiders if I was full of shit. So thank you for letting me do my rant. I hope to see you in my boot camp. People are asking about the board. The board, I'm in the process. These are from Australia. So you can buy it now. I saw a couple of people say they already bought it. If you buy it now, that's wonderful, but you're going to pay $45 extra in shipping, because it's coming all the way from Australia. So I reached out to Michelle and I said, I love what you did with this board. You know, I love that you already did it. I was researching, trying to create something myself. And I said, you know what? I'm not an inventor. I'm a colorist, and I love being able to share that. So I will have them in the US, and it will be cheaper shipping if you can hang tight. For when I get them, it should be in the next few weeks. I would say 2 to 3 weeks. and then I have to ship them out to you. But it comes with the white headband to get your client's hair off their face so that you can see their skin tone. And it comes with I think it comes with a little white cape because you don't want to have any other colors interfering. But it's great. And you just develop an eye to see, what colors look better. And then your client, she has a new product that's a little flip, almost like those paint sample things. It's like this size and it'll be all your colors and you can take it shopping with you. So when you see a dress that comes in 5 different colors, you can go through your palette thing and hold it up to the clothing and get the closest. So Bryn must be on here. She said, welcome Tracy, who just took advantage of our special offer. Thank you. Welcome Tracy. I'm excited. Thank you so much for listening to my rant and getting inspired. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Please stay in touch. Next week's coffee chat is going to be a replay. I'm in the process of going through coffee chats to see which one you may have missed that I think is a good one. Right now, I'm leaning towards one on hot roots, but I'm listening to it to make sure that it's still 100% relevant and that I don't say anything date-wise that makes you think, what? That's tomorrow. But I will be traveling. I'm going to be on an airplane. So I told you I never miss these coffee chats, and I either pre-record them or I pop on a replay. So I make sure that you get in the habit of still coming back here. So still come back here on Wednesday, but I will not be here live. It will be a pre-recorded one. And as always, these stay up. People reach out to me all the time. When they get the reminder that I'm going live in 5 minutes, they say, oh, I have a client. I can't make it. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. Just come back to this page anytime. These coffee chats, you could literally binge my coffee chats. If you don't want to pay for Netflix anymore, between my YouTube and my coffee chats, you will never not have a new episode to watch. There is so much content. I don't take it away. So come back here, Expert Color Solutions, anytime, and just binge whatever episode you want to watch. So Cassie, I love that you said this because I am really excited to come to Oregon at some point. I'm already packed for this trip, so I'm not packed to really be away for a long time, but I do have a washer and dryer, and I may just be spontaneous and come to you because I said to my husband, I am not in a hurry to come back to Florida because it's still really, really hot. So let's chat. Email me so I have your information because I do have several members in Oregon that were disappointed that I'm doing a class in California and they couldn't make it. So let's make it happen. If not this next week, let's make it happen another time because that is definitely. I tried to come this summer, and places were just way too expensive to make it into a vacation. But if I came for work, I could justify doing it. So I would love to hear from you. Oh, thank you, Johnny. Johnny, make sure you share your mug link. They're asking about the mug. So Johnny is the one that made me this mug, just totally surprised me with it and put it on the station when I had my hair done. And he's like, I made you something. I was like, oh my God, it's my new favorite mug. A lot of you already have it and are enjoying it. And I hope if you don't have it, you get one. It's a great mug, microwave safe. It is 10 ounces. So I can make a nice big mug of decaf coffee. Yes, I am still on decaf, but I still love my coffee. So he makes the mugs. And yes, Johnny and I met because he became an insider and he was so amazing to him, and Sylvia, another member, invited me to Sylvia's for a class with Gary. And that's how I met Gary Call. And now Gary comes to the in-person event. So without Johnny, I think I would have left Florida by now. He's my nearest and dearest friend in Florida. We're like the Sonny and Cher of hair. I love him and he's amazing. So check out his mug. But yeah, he's still an insider and he keeps me in line. He tells me, you have to talk about this and people want to know about that. So he's amazing. Oh, 15 ounces? This is 15 ounces? Okay, so my 10-ounce coffee leaves room for cream then. So it's even better. Brandy, the California class is September 1st. It's foiling, and you have to be an insider to come to the class. So I hope that you will join the insiders. If you haven't already, reach out to me and you can take advantage of that offer that Bryn was just talking about. And then maybe we will see you in class. That would be awesome. So yeah, of course I went 4 minutes over. It's 34 minutes. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And I will see you all soon. Have a great day.